the 29 Palms UFO video released by Jeremy Corbell on the recent episode of Weaponized a hoax, a sham? Well, let's dig into it because there is some new information that has come forward, so it's definitely worth talking about. Get in here, this is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Earlier today, I made a video covering Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp's presentation of this footage, and it was really interesting. This large UFO, supposedly, over a U.S. military base, right? With a bunch of military guys as witnesses and different camera angles and so on. A really good case. And the military guys are able to see the shape of the craft. And they were so intrigued they even launched flares so that they might be able to get a better view of this thing. Well, of course, the usual debunkers have come out trying to claim that, nope, it was actually flares all along. But let's get into those claims a little bit because UFO debunkers definitely serve a purpose. And if this is not a legit sighting, I'm not afraid to say so. And we need to know that. So let's talk about it. This is, of course, from Mick West, who chimes in saying it's all flares. But he has some information. He says 5 flares in the same location, date, time, and configuration as a UFO. Coincidence? Nope, he does not think so. So let's see what he has to say. And these are the flares that were actual flares at that time and place. I mean, it's not exact, but it's, not too far off. It's definitely... it looks a little better. It looks a little bit more exact. Yeah. I can see that. I can totally see that. Okay, so he's obviously overlaying the UFO footage from Jeremy Corbell over the actual flare footage. So yeah, no, I mean, that looks like a deadlock, right? It really does. So that's a very compelling debunking, and I hate to give Mick West any benefit of the doubt. Mr. Siegel West, who doesn't believe any of it, and even the very well documented Tic Tac incident where we have multiple pilots that interacted with this object and multiple objects, since there was a big one in the water, and as well as video, and he's going to say that it's a seagull or whatever. I hate to give him any benefit of the doubt, but even a broken clock is right a couple times a day, and he may very well be right here. That really lines up very well. And Jolly chimes in saying, "Now you are on my stomping grounds, Jeremy, and this is ours, brother. I was assigned to the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center at 29 Palms, working intel for DoD at USMC Center of Excellence. The interviewed enlisted Marines do not have knowledge of any U.S. advanced tech programs or reverse engineered craft, etc. They are Marines with at most S clearances to protect U.S. MC, proprietary computer networks, weaponry, facilities, doctrine, whatever." So, yeah, Camp Wilson is an exercise camp. Do you understand what it means when I say that? We are not alone, true. However, while this may appear to demonstrate something otherworldly, I bet my actual life this is nothing more than a U.S. demonstrative... I'm not going to say it. Tech. So she has this other point of view, which is this is some sort of secret black ops tech, right? That they are just, demonstrating over this Air Force or this military base. So, very different from Mick West's take that it's flares, and he's able to show pretty convincingly that it lines up very well. Let me see if there's any comments from Jeremy or somebody like that trying to debunk the debunk. Yeah, I would love to see what Jeremy has to say about that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So let's just go to what Joe Murgy has to say. He says, it does look kind of conclusive. It really does, right? But why would they keep these other guys in the dark and let them send up illumination flares? And supposedly when those illumination flares went up, the other object disappeared. Right, so they send up the flares and they go down and then the object vanishes according to the military witnesses. Although I don't think we have that on camera, although there are multiple cameras on site at the time, so more additional footage may well come out. But Jeremy did not share that at the time. So, there's a few things to unpack here, right? There's, the idea that it could be flares. And if it's flares and they send up another flare to illuminate this object, obviously those flares wouldn't suddenly vanish. So those military guys would have to be in on it, right? And some have said that they're trolling Jeremy. Maybe they saw some flares out there and they thought they would have some fun pretending that it's a UFO, and, they take some different videos and maybe even send up flares themselves to pretend to illuminate this object and then claim that it vanished. So, the military guys would have to be in on it. The ones that shared this with Jeremy, this would have to be some sort of hoax perpetuated by the military fellows themselves. So is that what's going on? It could be. Anjali thinks that it's secret black ops tech. So, that's another point of view, which would explain, it would explain what the military guys said they saw, potentially, how it vanished, etc. However, it is hard to dispute that configuration of lights really does match up with the flares very well. So, I don't, it's looking more and more like it's a hoax perpetuated by the military guys. But I think we're still in the fog of war on this story, and more information will have to come out. We'll have to get a response from Jeremy, and hopefully some of the guys that actually took this footage. We really need them to come out and laughing and chuckling and saying, yeah, we pulled one over on Jeremy, ha ha. So, that could be the way it goes. It totally could. Chris Lato did a good video the other day showing this group of people that staged a fake UFO sighting and reported it to the news in my old stomping grounds of Round Rock, Texas, which is a suburb of Austin. I lived there for 6 years. And they apparently came in from California because California wasn't buying it. And they perpetuated the same hoax in Round Rock, and the local news station fell for it. So, and of course, it was all a hoax all along, and afterwards they went on social media talking about how they had hoaxed the news station. So there are examples of multiple people involved in hoaxes, and that, could well be what's going on. We really need more information about this, but my mind is open. If this is a hoax, this is a hoax, and we should know. But we need more information. At the moment, I am very reluctantly persuaded by Mick West's idea that this is, or the evidence that this could be flares. I don't know, I hate to give Mick a win, but UFO debunkers really do serve a purpose in keeping us honest and making sure we're only looking at real data. Unfortunately, Mick isn't really interested in looking at real data. He wants to debunk everything, no matter its merit. And that's where his debunks really lose their own merit, because if you're not keeping an open mind and looking at the evidence that is actually being presented, you're not really getting the full story, and Mick is not getting the full story, whether deliberately or, cognitive dissonance, I do not know. And deliberately meaning that he may be an agent planted to spread false information and to suppress the truth of the phenomenon. I don't know if that's what's going on or not. But anyway, those are my thoughts. I thought I would share that with you guys, that the flares that were actually there on site seem to line up pretty much exactly with the footage released by Jeremy Corbell. And, so it looks strongly like the servicemen at the site were hoaxing Jeremy. But again, we need more information. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button, and of course the bell to be notified of future videos, because you don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. I would love to see you guys there. And if you could share this video on social media, that would be super helpful. And until next time, this is Jack with Cosmic Roads signing out.